Super Tuesday, Bernie Twitter has been so fucking annoying and disappointing, okay? Because, like, the whole year leading up to, yeah, no, we're all going to be doing it. I mean, hello. But the whole year leading up to Super Tuesday, okay, we're all about being in this movement where it's not me, us, we're all in it together. And then the first time we have an electoral disaster, we immediately turn on each other and start yelling at each other and saying all the things that we're doing wrong. And, like, we lose all of our hope. Like, I have been unfollowing people, like, funny Bernie people that I started following because I thought that they were, like, great, funny leaders. And, like, in the past few weeks, they've just been, like, wallowing in disappointment and victimhood. And it's like, if we learned, have we not learned that we don't have the privilege of wallowing in victimhood? Like, we're actually fighting for the working class. Like, no one's going to be like, oh, poor working class, we feel bad. Oh, yeah, we did the wrong thing to you guys. Now we see how rude we've been, and we're going to start doing the, oh, you finally shamed us into submission. Like, no, we have to keep working. We have to keep that hope alive. Like,
well, you just I think also it's like people just need to think longer term. And I understand that that's, being able to think longer term is a privilege.
Right.
And I appreciate that. Like, I understand that about myself, that the way that I can do that is because I am privileged and I am still on my parents' health insurance.
Right.
And whatever.
Right.
And so I understand the freaking out because you can't afford to wait long term.
Right.
But I think that's, I mean, it just sucks. It just is like, we have not had this type of, this movement is not old.
I know, it's pretty young, and you're right. And, like, here I am, you know, getting mad at Bernie people when they're on our side and they're, like, not the people that I should be angry at, you know? I mean, like, it's this system that forces us all into these, like, uncomfortable emotional places and, like, these stress points.
It's still okay to be annoyed.
I know, and, like, but like, and what I'm saying is, like, I am really tired of all the content bashing other voters. Like,
I agree. I totally
the youth vote hasn't turned out, people want to shit on them. Like, the old black vote hasn't turned out for Bernie, people want to shit on them. Like, all the people who voted for Biden in Super Tuesday after that, like, the 72-hour media propaganda.
Don't speak ill of the dead.
Of the dead. That's a good one. No, but seriously, like, we're all, like, getting angry at other voters, and we have to remember, it's like, who are we fighting here? All these voters...
It's very American.
I know.
It's very American to get mad at each other and to get mad at people who don't have power. Instead of the people who are in power.
Well, because the people who don't have power, they seem like the most, like, immediate person that did the wrong thing. But, like, you know, like, it's like the youth didn't turn out to vote for...
Well, and it's because we have, that's how our society works. It is just, like, sort of, like, stratified in that way. And so it's like, when you pick on the person at your level or beneath you.
Yeah.
You know?
In our society, there is so much, there is that, like, rugged individualism kind of thing. You know, like for instance, like, with the whole paying taxes, like, each person, every single human that's of tax-paying age, that's earning income, is supposed to do their own taxes, which is, like, complex math shit. And it's like...
You should just be told how much you owe.
You should... There is an IRS that is doing that work. Like, why don't they just do it and then let us know?
Well, also, they check your work to make sure you're doing it right.
So
and why not just do it once? Why not just have them do it once?
Like,
that's a really good point.
Is it just this, like, elaborate procedure in, like, self-embarrassment?
It's to keep TurboTax alive.
And to make us feel bad that we don't know what we're doing with our taxes is just, like, another thing to make us even more stressed when we don't have to be.
It's just so, companies and private individuals
don't have to do that extra stuff.
Don't have to pay money.
But the IRS is doing it anyway. There's no extra money going anywhere.
Really weird. It is really weird. Well, I think it should be, I do agree with the simplifying the tax code. That is like a Republican thing that I do agree with.
No, but it should be, no, because, you know.
They want to simplify it in a different way.
This week I learned why, like, I kind of had a first-hand experience of why things are so complex, and the legislation that gives help to the plebes, you know, is so difficult because they're trying to make sure that corporations still profit, you know? If they give just a simple Bernie cancel all student debt, that's going to hurt the corporations. But you know what's, or like, if we just do,
cancel, like, this kind of student debt for this person, you have to fill out this form.
Well, like, the relief bill that Pelosi just passed, it only helps 20% of workers. I don't even want to know what the math is to discover what 20% get help, but the reason that happened is because they wanted to make sure the corporations still profit a lot. And that's why things are so confusing, is because of the corporations.
We need to stop allowing the profit motive to be the determinant of human life.
Can there be just no, like when people are like, oh, but Medicare for all, like, doctors will make less, and I'm like, good. Like, I don't want doctors.
And also, it's like, that's not necessarily true.
First of all, it's not even necessarily true.
Because also, can't we just pay what we would have paid the insurance companies for the doctor?
Like there's even if that was true,
Yeah.
even if it was true,
Yeah.
I'd be like, good.
Yeah.
I don't want a doctor who's just in it for the money.
Yeah.
I would like, is it so crazy to be cared for by a doctor who does
Yeah.
it because they like, isn't that the whole idea of a doctor?
The other thing that I don't totally understand about, like, if we tax rich people a lot, then people won't work as hard to make money.
No,
I'm like,
that's
wouldn't
also
they just have to work harder?
Yes. Would they actually do hard work?
Because also people will still want more money.
100%. Well, yeah, and like, I was like reading these tweets that was like, you know, lay off all non-essential workers.
Yeah.
Like, you mean like landlords and CEOs?
Yeah.
Those people don't do shit, and they
Yeah.
take most of the money. You
Yeah.
know. Yeah, the whole idea that like,
Bullshit,
oh,
dog.
if we start taxing the rich people more, they'll go elsewhere and make stuff. And it's like, good, go to any other country that will tax you more than we're taxing you right now.
Yeah.
You want to go to fucking Germany?
Or go live in you know, somewhere with a lot. Where's where did Grace Monaco?
Yeah.
go to Monaco and launder your money.
But also,
bitch.
that idealization of the super rich people, as though, like,
Yeah.
Jeff Bezos, if he started from scratch anywhere else, he would, of course, make 7 more Amazons, and we'd lose all that prosperity. It's like...
It's not prosperity!
First of all, it's not prosperity. And second of all, the people sitting on most of that wealth right now have inherited it from their parents that actually did the shit, you know?
Also, his parents gave him, what, was it 300
I don't know, he started with a lot of money from his rich parents.
My parents wouldn't give me $300,000 to make a company.
Me neither.
And it's not because they don't love me or believe in me. They do.
If my parents could give me $300,000, they absolutely would, let me tell you.
But it's just like...
No, I mean, true.
But they wouldn't, because they're like, that's weird.
But, I mean, if your parents had $300,000 to spare, you'd probably have been raised in a family that was, like, crazy wealthy, so, like, there would be a different culture, so you would probably think that it is normal to get $300,000.
Yeah, but it's just like, they'd be like, no, get your own $300,000.
Even if you guys were living in a...
I think even if my parents were wealthy, the way that I was raised,
Yeah.
they would be like, no, you're gonna end up weird.
Yeah. See, that's...
You're gonna end up divorced with no friends, like Jeff Bezos.
The worst thing. The worst possible way for your life to end
My
up.
parents are like, we don't want to give you money because you'll end up divorced.
And then that guy will have the money.
Yeah.
It's not going to be yours anymore.
Divorced and like a Republican.
They could give you the money with strings attached. Don't get married. Don't switch parties.
Well, I just think it's like, it's a different value system.
Yeah.
You know, it's like, the reason you don't, even if you're rich, you don't give your kids that much money because they're going to end up weird.
Yeah. No, right.
They're not going to relate to people, and they're not going to, like, have the skills to tackle life. There's, like, a lot of...
Right, but, like, the previous generation was raised in such a culture of consumerism,
Yeah.
so they feel like all that they can dote on their kids is a symbol of how wealthy and well-off they are. So, like, their kid is basically a accessory that like the better we dress them up, the better schools we send them to, the better car we give to them.
What does that say about me?
People will see how that says about us,
Yeah.
and it's like, don't you realize that you're completely fucking up your kid because now your kid is
Now your kid's
25
weird.
and doesn't know how to do the laundry.
And addicted to heroin.
And also deeply addicted to drugs, like a bear has terrible drug problem.
The really rich people I know, like, don't do their laundry and, like, are addicted to drugs and in and out of rehab and, like, fucking crazy and, like, don't have friends. And so it's
the
like...
most rich people that I know are the most helpless and useless individuals in the world. So, like, the whole idea that, like, rich people are going to solve our problems, rich people can't even solve their own problems.
No.
All rich people do
are
is throw money at it. Did you see how pathetic a campaign Michael Bloomberg ran? This is a billionaire.
So
He's supposed to be one of the most powerful men in the world.
Think about how many coronavirus masks he could have bought with that money.
I always just thought about
Given to
how
people.
many college tuitions could this have paid for?
Yeah.
Like, this series of mailers, how many college tuitions could this have paid for? You know, how many school meals could this have paid for? How many student loan debts could this have canceled out?
See, my problem with capitalism, my problem with this country and an individualist mindset is more, I don't values-wise, it doesn't result in good.
Right.
It's not the society we want. It's not the kind of people we want in the world. We don't really want rich people in the world.
No.
They're weird.
They're so weird. and like the fact that, again, like, we shouldn't be basing all of our ideas on a person's worth on money, because money is a construct. It's not even a real thing.
No.
It's something that we've all decided matters. What actually is is reflective of a person's values is actually getting to know them.
Are they weird?
What's inside? Right. It doesn't matter what they look like. Doesn't matter how much money they have.
Yeah.
And that is actually the more difficult thing to
Do
get
they
to
do
know.
their laundry?
Do they even know how?
Do they even know how?
Because you could not do your laundry but know how, but then you can also not know how to do your laundry, and that's
It's one thing if you're like, look, I make enough money. I really don't like doing my laundry. I do fluff and fold. Whatever. But if you're just like not a functioning human being,
if you don't know how,
and you don't know how to have obligations to people, you do whatever you want.
Right.
This is not the kind of world that I want my children to.
I know, and this is what we're raising.
Yeah.
This is like we are breeding generations of people like that, and it's like
rich people's kids are the worst. Celebrities' kids.
Celebrity kids are the worst.
Celebrities' kids are so weird. They're so sad.
They are so sad and so lonely, and they're not gonna do a damn thing once their parents are gone, because their parents gave them everything.
I'm like, you're a horrible parent.
All
these people. I'm sorry.
Reese Witherspoon, dude. Do you follow her on Instagram?
No.
She is creating horrors. Her kids are horrors. Just like
horrors or horrors?
Horrors.
I thought you said horrors. I was like, damn, Amelia.
Horrors.
Yeah.
Horrors.
Jeez.
Because she wants her kids to think that they are also high-powered CEOs like she is.
Yeah.
You know, she's like doing this like this like hurtful feminism thing where it's like, my daughter, I'm teaching her how to be so strong, so she gets to do my job for a day. It's like, no, that's not how it goes.
No,
you teach
send your kid to a normal public school where they can meet normal people.
Have your kid work at Starbucks.
Yeah.
Tell your kid to get a fucking job.
Yeah.
And don't give them money.
Yeah.
Don't give them money. Make them earn that money.
I even think about, look, I know we all love Tom Hanks. You've seen Chet.
I went to college with Chet Hanks.
Wait.
Chet Hanks and I were in the same year at Northwestern together.
Share.
So Chet Hanks and